As the hunger virus spreads across the Marvel universe, it consumes the entire world, including the heroes and villains, and in middle of this chaos, Spider-Man is fighting with a zombie horde, trying to protect his colleagues and J. Jonah Jameson. Welcome to Comicstube YouTube channel. In today's video, we will review Chapter 1 of Marvel Zombies, Black, White and Blood. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. The issue opens up inside the Daily Bugle, where Spider-Man is fighting with a bunch of zombies trying to protect his friends. He has battled many powerful villains, demigods, goblins and the devil himself. But this time is different. He is having a hard time protecting his friends from the zombies. The New York City is completely overrun by these monsters. Even with his mask on, Spidey feels the death is overpowering and he is still waiting for a hope. But as the time moves, he sees the undeads are rising. They just keep coming. Jonah tells his workers to hold tight, they will get through this, but even he is panicked and Spider-Man is their only chance of surviving. In this dire situation, Peter is thinking about Aunt May and MJ. He hopes that they are fine, and then Peter sees Betty Brant, Jonah's secretary, Peter's first love, and she has turned into a zombie. And then he gets confronted by Robbie Robertson, a true friend of Peter who always believed him. But it's not them, they are dead, replaced by these horrible monsters, and Spidey keeps going with the hope that May and MJ are still alive. These zombies are everywhere, clawing and biting, but Peter believes he can beat them. He has to beat them because he has to protect his friends. And right at the time, Jonah flips the fire alarm and distracts the zombies for a second, and it gives Peter a chance to call for a backup. So he tries to contact the Avengers, but no one is answering, and he fears they might be dead. The fire alarm will only buy them a few seconds, so Peter tells Jonah to barricade the door and gets his people to safety. Jonah gets worried about Spider-Man. He asks him what about him, but Peter tells Jonah not to worry about him, and he also chuckles at a fake headline in his mind that Bugle publisher briefly cares for webbed menace. In the middle of the fight, Hawkeye contacts Spidey, who informs things are not looking good. It will take some time to rescue them, but time is running out for Peter. And then his spider sense goes off. He reacts on instinct and hits whatever is around him, and his visions are not clear as there are bloods all over his face inside his mask. Peter feels something moving behind him, but before he can react, he gets hit in the back, and as he turns his head, Peter sees a zombified Aunt May looking for her nephew. In that moment, Peter lost all hopes. He feels a part of his is dying, but he's still telling himself this is a mirage, some kind of trick. Maybe Norman, Jackal, Harry or Mysterio. Someone find out his identity and they have created a clone or an android. The zombie Aunt May grabs Peter by the throat and lifts him up into the air, and he realizes it is really his aunt. Her perfume, he can still smell it through the stink of death and decay. And that shirt, she had bought it a few days ago after a month of saving. She was so happy. And the zombie May blames Spider-Man for her missing nephew. With her cold voice, she tells him that she always knew that Spider-Man was dangerous, that he had kidnapped Peter. Peter was such a nice boy, and the spider took him from her. She then throws Peter to a nearby wall and begins to smash his head with a rock. Peter is getting hit. His hands are frozen. He can't fight back, not his aunt. She raised him as her own son, first with Uncle Ben and then alone. She gave him everything she could. She was the only family Peter had left, and because of her ideal, Peter learned the responsibilities. It was May who told Peter to never give up. There is always hope. She is a good person, the best. But now she is taking her son's life. She screams at Spider-Man as she believes he has killed her nephew, and it leaves Peter with no other choice but to remove his mask. And as he does it, it shocks the zombie Aunt May. Peter then grabs his aunt and trying his best to return her to her senses. But the zombie May breaks into tears and she begs her son to end her life. She has become a monster. She has killed too many people and she can't live with it. Peter keeps telling himself that it's not his aunt, the woman who always took care of him, who loved him the most. But Peter realizes this is the end. With rage, anger, and depression, he begins to brutalize his aunt. It's not her. He repeats it over and over like a mantra. It's the only way Peter can do it. The hope he had left has turned into a smoke. He looks at his wounded arms and understands his story is over. The infection begins to spread inside his body. Peter can't believe this is his fate. He becomes completely frozen, and from the back, Jameson calls him as he is getting worried. He approaches Peter and trying to bring him into a safe place, but it is already too late. As now, Spider-Man has joined the zombie army, and he screams at Jonah and tells him to run for his life. This is the end of Peter Parker and the rise of zombie Spider-Man. The panel then jumps into an arena where the zombie Daredevil is fighting an undead. With a single kick, he smashes his head into pieces, and the crowd is cheering his name. As in this zombie apocalypse, some people captures Daredevil and throws him into a cage fight to entertain the crowd. After every single matches, they put a collar into his neck and throws him into a dark hole, and they are feeding him with human flesh, meats and bones. The zombie Daredevil is thankful to God and to those people for giving him the foods and satisfy his hunger. While eating, Matt is thinking about all those people and his friends that he murdered. He rips off Black Widow's face with his bare hands, eats innocent lives, and then Frank Castle shows up to meet with him. As he heard, Matt was kept in this cage, and he gives him an offer. Either he can finish him off right now, or he can turn him into a walking bomb. So tomorrow, when he goes for a fight, he can take those animals along with him. So now it's his choice to decide what he wants. So the next day comes. The people put a collar and throw him inside an arena. The crowd is cheering his name. And seeing them with his horrifying face, Daredevil smiles. He looks upwards and remembering his time as a hero. And then he presses a button which was stitched into his neck. And outside the arena, Punisher gets the message and he detonates the bombs which were planted inside Daredevil, and the explosion kills all the people, including zombie Daredevil, and Punisher goes into the city looking for his next target. So which part you like the most? Please share them on the comment section down below, and please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.